Hello, Teal Nation, and welcome to the special virtual ceremony honoring the class of 2020. I'm Dr. David DiCenzo, President of Coastal Carolina University. While we are excited to recognize each graduate today, confer your degrees, and welcome you as new alumni, please know that this does not replace your commencement ceremony. We look forward to having the spring class of 2020 back on campus in the future to participate in a traditional ceremony. As we begin today's celebration, I want to take a moment to speak to the graduates directly. To the spring class of 2020, I'm extremely proud of all of you, of what you've accomplished and overcome throughout your journey. It hasn't been easy, but through it all, this class has truly embodied the spirit of the Chanticleer, a proud and fierce rooster who is quick-thinking and crafty. When a Chanticleer is faced with an obstacle, it finds a solution to the problem. And this class knows all too well what it's like to face an obstacle. Major hurricanes heavily impacted CCU each fall since 2016, bringing with them massive amounts of damage, record-setting floods, and unexpected interruptions to your classes. As a Chanticleer, you pushed through with determination and grit. You rose above it all, stronger than ever, and then right at the finish line, you were hit with a global pandemic. This was, and still is, uncharted territory, but you found a way to adapt, creating a new normal in the midst of chaos. You stayed the course, and you earned your degree. A Chanticleer always has its eyes fixed on the horizon, ready to rise with the sun and take on new accomplishments. As you leave CCU, many exciting opportunities lie on your horizon, and just like the Chanticleer, the class of 2020 is ready to rise. At this time, we would like to recognize the graduating students whose stellar academic work has qualified them for the President's Award for Academic Achievement. These remarkable students have earned the highest academic distinction, summa cum laude, because they have earned a perfect 4.0 grade point average for all of their academic work. The Spring 2020 President's Award candidates are Ramsey Claire Diven from North Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, earning a Bachelor of Arts in Art Studio. Nellie Gray Eckert from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, earning a Bachelor of Arts in Art Studio and Graphic Design, and is also a member of the HTC Honors College. Aaron Elliott from Fuqua Farina, North Carolina, earning a Bachelor of Science in Business Administration and Hospitality, Resort, and Tourism Management. Stephanie Marie Christina Henning from Conway, South Carolina, earning a Bachelor of Science in Business Administration and Marketing. Caitlin Marie Hinnerschitz from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, earning a Bachelor of Arts in Education and Elementary Education, and is also a member of the HTC Honors College. Haley Elizabeth Johnson from Conway, South Carolina, earning a Bachelor of Arts in English. Julie Capejohn from Annandale, Virginia, earning a Bachelor of Science in Marine Science, and is also a member of the HTC Honors College. Jillian Michelle Kushik from Clayton, North Carolina, earning a Bachelor of Arts in Education and Middle Level Education. Catherine Lynn Rumry from Aurora, Illinois, earning a Bachelor of Arts in Education and Elementary Education. Lauren Elizabeth Smith from Trenton, New Jersey, earning a Bachelor of Arts in Communication. Emma Ryan Thompson from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, earning a Bachelor of Science in Exercise and Sports Science. Jenna Marie Thompson from Prescott Valley, Arizona, earning a Bachelor of Science in Biology, and is also a member of the HTC Honors College. Savannah Elizabeth Watson from Surfside Beach, South Carolina, earning a Bachelor of Arts in Education and Elementary Education, and is also a member of the HTC Honors College. and Catherine Carter Williams from Waxhaw, North Carolina, earning a Bachelor of Arts in Communication. Congratulations to each of you on this outstanding achievement.
Hello, I'm Dan Ennis, Provost and Vice President for Academic Affairs at Coastal Carolina University. Each year, the Board of Trustees recognizes qualified retiring faculty members with the title of Distinguished Professor Emeritus, Emeritus Professor, Distinguished Instructor, or Distinguished Lecturer. These titles acknowledge the value of an accumulated record of teaching, research, and community service. At this time, Treely McCann is hereby recognized as Distinguished Professor Emeritus. McCann is a native of Rochester, New York, which exposed her to a rich tradition in the graphic arts and photography. She discovered printmaking as her medium of choice while attending SUNY Oswego. In addition to numerous solo exhibitions, McCann's award-winning work has been featured in juried international, national, regional, and selected exhibits throughout her career. McCann has served as a professor in CCU's Department of Visual Arts since 1990 and plans to continue her work as a practicing artist in retirement. We appreciate Professor McCann's years of service to her department, her college, and this university. Congratulations.
Hello, fellow Chanticleers. I'm Michael Kelly. I graduated from Coastal Carolina in 1992, and I am proud to say that. I'm also incredibly honored to be speaking to you guys today. For those of you who don't know me, I'm an actor. I spent the better part of the last decade on a show called House of Cards, and recently joined John Krasinski on Amazon's Jack Ryan. If you haven't seen it, it's a good show. Maybe check it out. Anyway, enough about me. Let's get this out of the way up top. This sucks. I'm sure all of you would much rather be draped in a black cap and gown, walking alongside your fellow classmates, celebrating the end of your college years in one last hurrah before setting off into the real world to make your way in life. Trust me, I am in New York City. I would much rather be there with you. In fact, I wish we were all sitting on Myrtle Beach reminiscing about our days at Coastal Carolina. But we're not. We're here. And I'll be honest, it's not fair. It's not fair at all. When you guys started at Coastal 4, maybe 5, maybe 6, maybe even 7 years ago, you were made a promise that if you put your head down and you did the work, not only would you be prepared for the real world, but well, you would get a celebration to end your college years, a celebration you would never forget. In every class before you had one, and hopefully every class after you will as well. And you didn't get one. It's not fair. It's a raw deal is what it is. So now you have a choice. You can sit here and feel badly for yourselves, which nobody would blame you for doing, or you could choose to see this as a lesson. One final lesson to cap off the last 4 to 7 years of lessons. The lesson: the world owes you nothing. You can do everything right in life and still things might not break in your favor. Maybe you miss out on that job. Maybe you get overlooked for a promotion. Maybe the person you were certain you're going to spend the rest of your life with decides they want to see other people. Maybe all the critics agree that you had one of the best male supporting actor performances of the year, and you still lose the Emmy to Peter Dinklage. Okay, maybe that last one was super specific, but I hope you follow me. It's the work, okay? The work is the important part. You may not get the result you earned every time, but if you keep putting your head down, and you keep working, and you keep pushing yourself, eventually you will find success. So, sure, this is unfair, but it's also part of life. It's a part of life it took me many years to accept as fact. And here you guys are. Most of you are in your early 20s, and you're getting to experience it before you even set off into the real world. I mean, there is something about being punched in the stomach on your way out the door and seeing yourself still standing afterwards, it gives you a confidence that usually takes years to achieve, So, I don't know, I can't think of a greater gift than knowing you can take a hit and keep going. It's understandable also if you can't see that now, but trust me, years from now, you will probably see this as a blessing. And this is coming from a guy who walked and barely remembers any of it. I'll tell you right now, 24-year-old Michael Kelly could have used a stomach punch after graduation. You know what? Here's something else they don't tell you. In the movies, when everyone throws their caps into the air when the ceremony commences, they don't do that in real life. No, in real life, you sit in the hot sun for hours wearing what's basically a light blanket while you're trying to balance the equivalent of a children's book on your head while you watch every single person in your class physically accept their diploma, which isn't even their real diploma. They mail that to you later. And after all that, you're going to sit in traffic while everyone who was at the ceremony leaves at the exact same time, and they all go to the exact same restaurant where there's going to be a 2-hour wait, and your parents or whoever is going to pressure you into leaving that cap and gown on. And all you really want to do is take it off and go home and sit on the couch, which you're probably doing right now. So bright side, congratulations. You're all college graduates. So high five each other. The only way we're allowed to high five these days, to yourself. Sorry about that. When they asked me to give this speech, I thought it was going to be to the Edwards College of Humanities and Fine Arts. And I wrote this speech for the young artists that I was super excited to give. And I worked really hard on. And I was just really excited about it. And then I found out that they wanted me to address the entire college. And while I was humbled and extremely flattered, I was at a loss for words. Mostly because I already used all those words on the speech for the performing artists, but I didn't really think I'd be able to come up with more words. But the more I thought about it, two things crossed my mind, okay? One, they probably only asked me because if you do know me from TV, it's because you know me as that guy who was always delivering bad news to the president. So it's kind of fitting for the times. And two, I bet that I can make a few small adjustments and convince everyone that the performance arts speech is applicable to everyone. So here's a speech for everyone in terms that might seem specific to the performance arts, but I assure you apply to all of you. Pursue your dreams. I tell young actors, I tell people all the time that you have to want this more than anything. If this is what you're going to do, you have to pursue this as if it were the only thing that were going to make you happy. And if that's the case, then you have to pour every ounce of your soul into it because you're constantly going to be told no and not now, and it's not your turn, and we're looking for somebody with more hair. But you can't let it stop you. Okay, you just can't. People will try to put you in a box. Don't let them. Don't allow people to define who you are. You set your own goals. The only thing you can control is how hard you work to achieve those goals. Don't sell yourself short. Be kind to everyone. Because, you should be kind to everyone, but also because you don't know what production assistant might be running the studio years from now. Or that guy or girl who's getting you coffee might be running the company where you apply for a job years later. Many of the jobs that I have gotten in recent years are because of the relationships that I made early in my career. Also because I'm an incredible actor with range, but... the relationships didn't hurt. I'm kidding. Look, but honestly, let's not kid ourselves because a lot of it is luck. I won't refute the fact that I have been extremely lucky in life. But it's also true that you make your own luck. I worked hard for years before I ever got a break. For the first 7-8 years here in New York, it was always the other guy who got the lucky break. In fact, not that many years ago, I was around 30, late 30s, and I was ready to quit. I was going to go home, move home to Georgia, and build houses with my brother. I had gone through years of just missing out on jobs that would have changed my life, and it was killing me. And I called my manager and I told him my decision, and he pleaded with me. He said, "Give me one more year." Now, he knew I really wanted it, and he convinced me to keep going. And later that year, I booked a Clint Eastwood movie that changed my life, and I have been fortunate enough to be working pretty regularly since. I guess what I'm saying is, surround yourself with those people. Surround yourself with people who look out for you. My wife, my manager, my family, my friends, they convinced me not to quit. You know, they made me stay with it. You need those people when life gets heavy to help you stay strong in the face of adversity. People to remind you of your worth. You seek out those people in your life, and you be that person for the people in your life. You know, as I look out at all of you through my tiny screen in the comfort of my home, I'm reminded of what it's like to be young and wide-eyed, to have my entire life ahead of me, the uncertainty, the excitement, the anxiety. Embrace all of it. I'm envious of you. In these coming years, you are going to learn so much about yourself and the world. Be flexible. You know, just because you want something now doesn't mean that you're always going to want that. Be open to new paths. I started at Coastal Carolina in business, and I was convinced I was going to go to law school. And many of the actor friends that I came up with, they now have jobs completely different from the theater. They are all perfectly content. Happiness isn't found in the reward at the end. It's found on the journey. Now, I would like to share with you a few things that have helped me along the way. You know, maybe they help you, maybe they don't. Remember, you can do everything right in life and still end up watching your college graduation on your computer in your living room. But here they are. Okay. In work and in life, respect everyone for who and what they are. Travel. And once we're allowed to travel again. I have a wife and kids that I love beyond. I highly recommend starting a family, but don't rush yourself. And look, if you choose not to start a family, great decision also. But if you do start a family and you do plan to travel first. Because once you have kids, traveling it just gets so much harder. Just trust me on that one, you'll see. This is really important. Never settle in love. Never settle in work. And never settle in life. That is so important. Be a good person and fight injustice when you see it. Get involved in your communities, because I'm telling you, giving is so much more rewarding than receiving. What else? If you can afford it, eat healthy and take up yoga. Trust me, your body will eventually revolt if you don't take care of it. Find enjoyment in the little things. Every day, find moments to laugh. Sing out loud, even if it's just in the shower. And dance. Maybe not in the shower, though. That's it. I wish you all the best, and I hope you all remain safe. My heart goes out to anyone who's sick or has family members who are sick. These are trying times, and we will get through them, and we'll be better for it. So that's it. Congratulations. Go celebrate, just not within 6 feet of someone else. All right. Shows up.
And now the moment you all have been waiting for. By virtue of the authority vested in me by the people of the state, acting through their representatives in the General Assembly and the Board of Trustees of this university, and on the recommendation of the faculty thereof, I confer upon you the degree for which you have been recommended, which entitles you to all the rights and privileges appertaining thereto. I now have a special request for members of the Coastal Carolina University class of 2020. Graduates, no matter where you are, will you please rise? If you are viewing this ceremony in your cap and gown, I ask that you move your tassels from the right side to the left to signify your status as a graduate. If you are participating today without a cap and gown, I hope that you will take a bow, give yourself a pat on the back, or celebrate with your friends and family. You are officially a graduate of Coastal Carolina University. Congratulations.
Hello, my name is Sarah Hottinger, and I am the Dean of the HTC Honors College and Center for Interdisciplinary Studies. Today marks such an important milestone in your life, and I am so proud of the hard work that you have done to get to this point. In particular, I want to congratulate you on the adaptability, the persistence, and the self-discipline that you have demonstrated over the past 2 months as we have all together faced this unprecedented time of national crisis. Your ability to pivot to a completely online learning model during these last days of your college career demonstrates a flexibility of mind and a care for community that will only serve you well as you enter the next chapter of your life. Today, you graduate with an honors degree or with an interdisciplinary studies degree that you designed yourself. I am so proud to be the dean of your college, supporting your hard work, your innovation, and your success. I know this is not how you expected to be celebrating your graduation from Coastal Carolina University. Please do take time today or this weekend to do something that brings you great joy. And please, plan to come back to CCU so that you can walk across this graduation stage in a future ceremony, so that I can shake your hand and congratulate you as you embark upon your future. At this time, faculty member Christy McIntyre from the Coastal Carolina Theater Department will announce the candidates for degrees from the HTC Honors College and Center for Interdisciplinary Studies.
Molly Jane Aishelman, cum laude. Lauren Renee Alcorn, cum laude. Cora Janina Allard Zach, cum laude. Daniel Joseph Baker, magna cum laude. Olivia Ryan Barbeau. Crystal Rita Bonacorso. Kylie Grace Bostick, magna cum laude. Shannon Nicole Brophy, magna cum laude. Marissa Gail Bryan, magna cum laude. Abigail Alden Buchanan, magna cum laude. Sarah Madison Buttlemeyer, cum laude. Shaughnessy Carolina Burns, cum laude. Joseph Landon Kane, magna cum laude. Emily Catherine Calderon, magna cum laude. Christian Nicole Clark, magna cum laude. Megan Frances Colagrande, magna cum laude. Cheyenne Lee Cudd. Dakota Blue Dobrinsky. Emily Elizabeth Diorsanio, cum laude. Katina Hope Eckert, magna cum laude. Nellie Gray Eckert, summa cum laude. Erica N. Evans, magna cum laude. Sean Michael Ferentz. Amber Noel Fields, cum laude. Bailey Rose Gordon, magna cum laude. Nicholas William Gavostas, magna cum laude. Reagan A. Grossum, magna cum laude. Caleb Michael Harvey. Megan Nicole Harvey, cum laude. Caitlin Marie Hinnerschitz, summa cum laude. Chloe Mack Horton, magna cum laude. Lauren Elaine Rybar, cum laude. Megan Elizabeth Hunt, magna cum laude. Raymond L. Jeffries, magna cum laude. William Maxwell Jennings. James Carson Jester, magna cum laude. Julie Kavjian, summa cum laude. Maria Mikhailovna Klomchenko, magna cum laude. Morgan Labrie, cum laude. Sarah Kylie Lauer, magna cum laude. Alyssa Marie Leclerc, magna cum laude. Christina Marie Lefevre. Caleb Jeffrey Lindaberry, magna cum laude. Taylor Nicole Little, magna cum laude. Joshua Austin Malone, cum laude. Brooke Ann McIntyre, magna cum laude. Aaron M. McQuaid, magna cum laude. Brianna Nicole Meitzler, cum laude. Leah Janine Miller, cum laude. Jenna Mackenzie Mize, magna cum laude. Brooke Valerie Musmechi, cum laude. Allison Arietta Myers, cum laude. Amanda Lynn Nudenberger, magna cum laude. Cameron James O'Connell, magna cum laude. Ishua O. Ogobon, summa cum laude. Audrey Virginia Owen, summa cum laude. Blake Christopher Osting, magna cum laude. Lauren M. Palazuelos, magna cum laude. Kayla Michelle Patrick, magna cum laude. Victoria Lee Heck, magna cum laude. Meredith Paige Person, magna cum laude. Michelle Joy Rashid, magna cum laude. Kira Danielle Ritchie, summa cum laude. Christy Lee Salinari, magna cum laude. Jessica Ann Sanders. Lillian Nantucket Setsuko Shoji, magna cum laude. Cassidy Aaron Smith, cum laude. Andrew Philip Sothard, magna cum laude. Abigail Emily Spangler. Lindsay Grant Stang, magna cum laude. Sophie Rose Sumter, cum laude. Abby Nicole Thomas, cum laude. Jenna Marie Thompson, summa cum laude. Samaya Taya Tittle. Lauren Olivia Tyndall, cum laude. Nicole Ashley Van Zura, magna cum laude. Elizabeth Parker Vermont, magna cum laude. Kayla Louise Washington, magna cum laude. Savannah Elizabeth Watson, summa cum laude. Olivia Hunter Winstead, cum laude. Eric Cole Winter. Kayla Monet Zeppieri, magna cum laude. Taylor Madison Anderson. Kayla Miley Marie Aranda. Rosanna Christine Baker. Lindsay Taylor Baralt. LaRaven Danielle Carter. Samantha Lynn Cortemanche. Michelle DiMaria. Victoria Marie Farrow. Michaela Celine Foster. Ashley Elizabeth Frieda. Adrienne Shominke Grant. Shaquila Renee Jamila Grant. Jessica Renee Harris. Paula T. Holt, cum laude. Jamie Charisse Johnson. Malia Quanika Kelly. Sydney Janelle Laribo. Andrew William Larkin, magna cum laude. Devin John Lewis. Clayton Cole Molly. Cheyenne Storm Mallory. Zilolbibi A. Masadova. Juliana Lisa Miro, cum laude. Gabriela Musuto. John Woodley Myers. Taylor Brooke Myers. Brittany Shanice Palmer. David William Popek. Megan Eileen Reidenauer. Isabella Romano. Bennett Alden Schroeder. Terry Sue Spencer. Brianna Michelle Steed. Brittany Latanya Stevens. Jacob Bradley Strickland. Timothy Michael Suggs. Madison Ashley Traina. Catherine Ann Vandermark. Josh Van Notten.
Hello, class of 2020. I'm Diane Sanders, class of 2005 and executive director of alumni relations here at Coastal. And I'm excited to be the first to say to you, congratulations, alumni. You made it. It is truly an honor to be a part of this virtual celebration with you. More than 36,000 alumni from 50 states and numerous countries all around the world join me in congratulating you on your hard-earned achievement. You are now a member of this exclusive group that we proudly call Alumni of Coastal Carolina University. Members of your alumni family include today's keynote speaker, a 3-time Olympian, and the head coach of the 2016 College World Series National Championship baseball team, just to name a few. We look forward to your rise to greatness. As a new graduate, we are providing each of you today with a 1-year membership into the Coastal Carolina University Alumni Association. Through the Alumni Association, you will discover many opportunities to be involved with your alma mater. I encourage you to visit campus as often as you can, attend local or regional alumni events, and please know that your Office of Alumni Relations will always be here as a resource for you. In the years ahead, I hope that you continue to stay connected to Coastal as alumni, as volunteers, as ambassadors, and just proud supporters. By continuing to engage with CCU, you will pave the way for those who come after you. Your active participation will strengthen this already thriving university. As alumni, you make us proud and show the value of a Coastal Carolina University degree. Be proud and celebrate this day and your great accomplishments wherever you are. And remember, you will forever be a Chanticleer and a member of Teal Nation.
As a final note to our graduates, I hope you continue to embrace the spirit of the Chanticleer as you journey ahead. And I hope that your time spent here at Coastal, the impact you've made, the achievements, and the challenges you have overcome has provided you with irreplaceable experiences, lasting friendships, life lessons, and motivation to make a positive difference within your communities and in the lives of those in your midst. The alma mater will now play Guiding You into the next part of this celebration. Congratulations, class of 2020. Go Shants.
We come to you to lead our search and learn to reach beyond ourselves, below the earth, beyond the stars, to form our dreams for better years. Here, green and bronze in nature light, sweet pine forests that surround us, ocean waters that sustain us, reflect your standards that prepare us. May we return in thought and care to share your promise of enrichment and celebrate and sing our praise for coastal Carolina.
I just want to say to our students, congratulations. We are very proud of you.
I'm wishing you a heartfelt congratulations. We are very proud of you, Chanticleers.
We know your future is very bright. Congratulations.
Woo! Way to go! Congratulations, you did it.
Awesome job, everybody. We're so incredibly proud of you. Sean's up.
Congratulations to all of you, and I hope that we see you at a future ceremony so I can shake your hand as you walk across that stage.